July 16th video. But let's look at a few more things as well. All right, Detroit's 313th anniversary. Again, that's the 7. We keep seeing the 7s because not only is the 7 the number for completion, and McDonald's is helping us celebrate, quote unquote, by offering you a $3.13 McDevil's meal. But also 7 means an end, as in completion. We saw that in my videos where I talked about Detroit 187 and significance of that coming from Disney Channel, the Flight 777 using 747 planes or jets, and also Jeremiah 7, which is key and instrumental to understanding why we do not just blindly support Israel as it is created by the Psalms 2 and 2 kings of the earth and not by the Most High true and living. Also the 7th month, July, we're told that the gates of hell or Hades shall open up in this 7th month, but now we just had the second plane crash. Again, the prophecy was plain, so we may not be done. But look at the fact that on the Taiwan flag you have the sun, and I thought that that was key because Leo begins around the 20th, and Leo is a sun sign. Okay, it's a fire sign, but it's considered a sun sign. Leo, the lion's mane, representing the rays of the aurora of the sun. Leo begins around the 20th, but it's strongest around the 22nd. Wasn't it Flight 222? We see duality markers all around. Also, Leo is the lion. So the lion begins, the roar. Increased distractions in the news. You've even heard Bobby Hennett mention that around July 20th we hear these increased distractions in the news. And we were told by Siri that the gates open 7:27, which, if you add that up, 7 and 7, 14 and 2 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. The rising sun rises. We see the different moves that are being made by the Asian Union, you know, the different things that they're doing over there, and the fact that both of these planes have something to do with Asia. All right, the rising sun rising and the dark night rises anniversary, I do believe, is around this same time. So we're talking about hoaxes, rituals, and false flags, because they have to be rituals, for they are theistic, and they do believe in blood rituals. Jeremiah 7, again, that the whole chapter will tell you about the promise that was made to the Israelites, and it was a conditional promise that if they held up their end of the contract or the covenant, they would receive what they were promised by the Most High. But because they did not, no governing body of world leaders, okay, the kings of this earth, can get together and say who is the chosen and what land is the promised land. All right, so watch how things play out concerning Israel. They are being accused by the same body that created them, okay, of war crimes, which of course they are committing, but of course terrorism is not something that they're readily admitting. And there's terrorism on both sides. It's warfare. However, we know that Israel has stopped the things that they've been given by this new Babylon, this country. All right? So don't blindly support them. Look at things well-rounded, with a well-rounded position. All right? All right. So we're talking about Malaysia and Taiwan, okay? Both having to do with Asia and Mal-Asia, although we know they throw a Y in it to throw it off, but Mal is the Latin for evil. So this is something about the rising sun, the Red Dawn operation or agenda. The Red Dawn was a movie. The old movie was based on Russia's being a red country and its takeover, but the new movie was shot and China was made as the bad guy. I believe also in not in the White House Down, what was the other one? The Fall of Olympus. You also saw this positioning of China, quote unquote, as the bad guy. Okay? Russia was in the first movie, Red Dawn. But in the second movie, it was filmed in Detroit. They had streets downtown blocked off because they were filming. They had red China tanks in the streets of Detroit. All right? That's integral. These are moves made toward the end times war. And Israel figures prominently. Now, we know that it's not how you say Israel in Hebrew, but it is a combination of words, Isis, Ra, and El, Israel. And we know how prominently Isis is figuring. And also Hamas, Ha, like Ha, Mashiach. Okay, Ha, Shem, Ha meaning the. Mas, as in Mashiach, Messiah, messenger, the message or the messenger. These are messages, and their messenger is about to arrive. And we're talking about the one that will take the throne as the king of the earth. Many called the Antichrist, although we were told by Messiah there shall be many false Christs that arrive, okay? But these are both government Illuminati owned and operated organizations, both the Israeli army, Hamas, the Syrian army, the Iraqi army, okay? All of these things, and of course ISIS, which is comprised of the Syrian operatives, but they're all operatives, all right? And in Egypt, ironically, we have the President Sisi, which backwards is the word ISIS, have mercy. And Iraq, the old center of Babylon, you know the new center of Babylon, that's the land that we travel on. All used to fulfill the Middle East role in end times war, all right? Now, water will figure prominently as the mater figures prominently. It's the same word, you flip the M upside down. All right, and this will be used to help cull the population for the NWO and set up things for the end times. We've prophesied a few things on this channel. We talked about the public schools being used. I tell you, I dreamed those dreams. It's happening. We talked about the planes on the June 16th video. There will be more. And we talked about the sacrifice of Detroit, a symbolic sacrifice of the old world in lieu of the new world, the industrial age symbol of Detroit. A death via finance. I had food and water. The food hasn't ramped up yet, but watch what happens. It's all part of the Vanishing on 7th Street agenda and a rebirth death ritual on a city, not just people, on a whole city, all right? The people of the city, of course, suffering. Now, the two Masonic pillars, Boaz and Jachin. Well, the two pillars atop the Brooklyn Bridge were draped with flags that symbolize surrender. There will be more events in New York. The bulls and bears of Wall Street are not done tussling like the WWF, the good guys and the bad guys, or like the left wing, right wing, same demonic bird with the Democrats and the Republicans. These are controlled opposition plays, black and white chessboard game personified, the magnum opus, the great work being put together before your very eyes in the last days, for real this time. Many people have talked about it. The financial collapse will intensify. Surrender and submission to who? To China, to Japan? Is that what the movies are trying to tell us in their coded symbolism? But it's about reverting back as the days of Noah. The East was on top, leading, all orchestrated by the many kings of the earth, the grand chessboard game. Everyone plays their role. It's orchestrated chaos to bring predicted order. So what do? We were told by Messiah to be watchful and pray. And continue to watch, because there will be more each and every day as the old things truly fall away and the new world order steps into play. And this is what we were told would happen. And we just need to be aware of things. Pray. Get your binding and loosing game together, because there will be more demonic activity than ever. And in a few days, we will see things increase even more. And of course, we don't want these things to happen, but we know we're on the brink of that third world war. And this is Unplug 'em. Tomorrow we'll be back for more. We'll answer questions and address some more issues either later on today or tomorrow. So be joyous. Maranatha. Don't be filled with sorrow. Have mercy. This is Unplug 'em for real, and I had some equipment issues today, so I had to use my Droid and it's old as R2-D2. But tomorrow we will return to the irregularly scheduled deprogramming. Thank you for heavyweight jamming. Shalom.